Hey, this is Kevin Pollak, and you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com. But I guess you knew that, didn't you? Unless, of course, you lost your head.
All right, everybody, we're here with like an icon of horror movies. We got Michael Berryman on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. No, when you see that on websites or people, consider you a horror movie icon, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's fabulous. Are you kidding? I'm
like
pretty
that moniker. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of it. We started a long time ago with Wes on The Hills Have Eyes, and you don't wind up on the poster, right away. But hey, I got lucky at the Cuckoo's Nest, and next thing I knew, I'm going, well, I guess I'm going to be famous now.
Yeah.
Get used to it. It's great. I think it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That poster, I think, it freaked me out when I was a kid. It still freaks me out today. But was it like, everyone seeing you on a poster? Did people start to recognize you then after that? Like you walk down the street or anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. Doc Savage, that was limited viewing. It's a good watch, good movie. But Cuckoo's Nest, a lot of people said, hey, that was you, even though, we had minimum screen time, but we were there for 4 months filming it. But then I worked on this movie for a couple of weeks, and, Peter Locke tells me, I don't have $1 million to give you because we're on a limited budget, but you did a hell of a job, so I'm going to put you on a poster. And I'm going, that's great. And it went all over the world. I've got posters of Hills Have Eyes from Japan, Australia, Canada, Germany, Spain, England, Italy. And the artwork's all a little different, which I love because that's what I took in college, art history. And so I go, wow, this is pretty dang cool, man. Yeah. And the movie's, let's face it, it's still scary to this day. You can watch it.
Yeah.
Out camping, you're gonna double check the windows and doors before you go.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Did you think, when you made it, that like 30 years later, people would still remember it and be talking about it, and you'd still be talking about it?
No, I didn't know if I would have a career 30 years later, actually. Yeah. But I had aspirations. Yes, I wanted to keep telling stories and make movies, but. I figured it would go down in the annals of, a good horror movie, a good thriller. I didn't think it would have the impact that it has garnered over the years, especially having, remakes done. So we just kind of got lucky, and you watch it again, 30 years later, and you go, well, it stands on its own merit. It is a strong, scary, tight film.
Yeah. Now, besides the posters and stuff, did you get to keep any, props from the movie?
Actually, yeah. I let's see. In the original, the gal who did my wardrobe actually was working on her master's degree at UCLA for cultural anthropology. And so she had fun putting together what she did for us. And when we wrapped, I kept, the moccasins were my own. I had some hides and furs put on them. And so I kept those after they were doctored up. And let's see, I think I kept the tooth bracelet, and then it's since been long gone. Yeah. But no, that was about it. I've actually worn Star Trek makeup home, which I had to take off later, but driving home on the freeway, that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Did you get any weird looks or anything like that?
Pardon me?
Did you get any weird looks or anything like that?
Oh, the bullets, you mean?
When you're driving home with the makeup, did any other cars?
Well, yeah, actually, I was driving north of Los Angeles, out of the big city, and then over a mountain, and then there's the high desert. I was living out there. And the gal I was living with, her kids were, I think, 4th and 5th grade. So I called the school and I said, don't put them on the bus. I'll come pick them up. And in order to get, this was from a guest spot on Next Generation. It was whatever day I was wrapped on. So I had some stuff from the makeup artist to take it off when I got home. And it was Captain Rick. So my face was kind of gray and blue with splotches and a ridge and a crease from my neck, up my chin, up my nose, and all the way across the top of my skull. And and my hands were the same color. So I'm driving home in my car, and I'm trying to time it to where I'll get to the school on time when the kids will be able to see me, and they can say, "Oh yeah, my mom's boyfriend's in Star Trek, and that's how he looks all the time." so anyway, in order to get to school on time, I had to go faster than the speed limit, and I had to pass a CHP officer. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was the sheriff, and so when I did, he kind of gives me a dirty look. I'm doing like 75 miles an hour, and I look at him, and I point to the sky and mouth like, "I'm late for my ship. My ship." And I look, and I'm late. I point to my watch, and I swear to God, he closed his eyes, turned his head, and waved me to get out of his sight.
Yeah, I think I'd do the same thing.
Got out of his sight, and then picked the kids up and went shopping. They loved it. It was cool.
Yeah. Now, actually, I saw an interview with you. I read somewhere where you actually said that you were like a big Star Trek fan before you did that. So was that like an honor for you to get to be involved in Star Trek, the TV show?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because I did the Voyage Home first, and got to work with Leonard, and they just I didn't have to audition. They just said we'd like you to come on board, and I knew Fred Phillips, who did the Cuckoo's Nest makeup, and he designed Spock's ears and prosthetics. He was very, very famous in the makeup field. His father started the makeup artist in Union, and so that was a nice name to drop when I got on the set, and the old timers knew who he was, and this was it's great. And I also had known Major Barrett since then, which was wonderful. But I saw all the episodes, and I was very impressed with the fact that the uniforms fit perfectly. I mean, it was just really good, wardrobe department, and all the little buttons and lapel pins and stuff like that. They're not chintzy, they're nice. I felt damn proud wearing a Federation uniform. You got it.
Yeah. Did you get to keep that one?
Hell no.
Damn, that sucks.
No, they
forget to give them.
They always grab that stuff from you.
Yeah.
I did keep the long coat, black coat in the movie Guyver with Mark Hamill. I got to keep that. I took that home.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool coat.
Now, did you do all your own stunts in Hills Have Eyes?
Hills Have Eyes, actually, yes, I did all my own stunts.
Did you get any injuries while you're filming it?
Yes, I got the barrel of a metal lens from the camera creased the back of my skull when I got pulled off of Brenda, and the camera operator, there's got a guy on his belt with handles pulling him back, helping him pull back, and then there was Eric Sarian, who was our DP, and we all had to make this move at the same time, and I came back just a little too quick, and he got a shiner and I had a crease in the back of my head. Let's see, where else have I been hurt? Hills Have Eyes. Well, that was pretty much it for Hills. A lot of running, jumping, and stay away from that. Watch out for snakes, watch out for cactus. It was a very physical performance.
Yeah, you could tell them.
Earlier you mentioned, the remake, and now when they did the remake, did they offer you any part in it, or ask any advice or anything? Yeah,
look, all people that know me, fans and people that I've met, I answer, unless it's bloody disgusting or super embarrassing, I answer straight out, this is what happened. Yes, the answer is yes. The first remake happened, I saw it, I liked the beginning, I liked the concept, but it didn't answer my questions or go where I wanted it to go. I thought it turned into like a kind of a chase and kill video game. But it had potential. And the second remake, I did get a phone call from Peter Locke who said, hey, come down and meet the director, and I think it'd be cool to have you on board. And so I went down to L.A. and met and directed the show, and we had a handshake deal, but then it was passed on later like, oh, well, Audra didn't want you because you were in the original, I don't know. I said, well, how did this all come together then? Did you or did you not call me? And did I or did I not come down and have a meeting? Did we not shake on it? So there was an offer to whatever I described means to whoever's listening, and it varies according to the person, of course. And then it was like, well, I'll blow it off and pass it off on the director, whom I'd never met. And if I ever do, I'd like to question, hey, why do you think your producer offered me a part in a movie you didn't want me in? So it was weird. It was a waste of my time, and I think the sequel speaks for itself. I think it would have been a hell of a lot better if I was in it, because it wouldn't have been as weak as it is. I think it's quite weak, the second remake.
Yeah. But, if you were... I don't know why they could have had you, either actually one of the family members, one of the older family members, and, people could even thought, well, maybe it's not really a remake, it's actually, a sequel in the future, and all kinds of things they could have done.
That would have made total sense. That would have been a good way to continue the line. Yeah, that's one way to go. The other is to do a classic remake, have somebody else be Pluto, and I could be Grandpa Fred.
Yeah.
Cause I got that part down. I loved Grandpa Fred's part.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you know what?
I would have seen the second one if you were in it.
What?
I would have seen the second sequel had you been in it.
Oh, well, that's
I see that one.
So you did get the $5 check I sent you. Thank you for that comment.
Now, when you went work with Rob Zombie for Devil's Rejects, now, did he pursue you, or was this something you tried out for?
No, I didn't try out. I'm not sure which of my brothers, Sid Haig, Ken Farley, and Bill Mosley. I think one of my three amigos had possibly mentioned. I'm just saying that to give credit where credit could be due. That's a possibility. Plus, also, he's a big Hills Have Eyes fan anyway. And, I'm sure I had never met Rob until we were on set, but I know he knew of me, and I just got a phone call saying that he would like, bring me on board, and here's the script. And I read it, and, I have a chance to work with some good old friends, Sid and Bill and Ken. I said, hell yes,
Uh-huh.
So we did. And he was a very disciplined director, very well organized, very professional, very businesslike, very artistic, and knew when to take a chance on something somebody brought to the table, and then he also wasn't ashamed or timid about saying, well, I'm the director, and in this segment it's going to be this way. So I thought he was even-handed in the creativity to the administration aspect of him. In other words, long story short, if you just won the lottery and want to invest in a Rob Zombie movie, your money would be well spent, because he's very professional. Yeah. You can quote me. Michael Berryman said that. Yeah, Rob was excellent to work with, and we had a lot of fun. He's a very nice fellow, and his wife is a sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've had her on the show. We also had Sid Haig, and we just had Bill Mosley on right before you, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
What did you think of the chicken scene?
Well, there's what's to say about it? I thought I was working hillbilly fine until he started, getting a little over the top with what to do with a chicken. And
right.
I've been doing this thing for a long time, 34 years, and I figured the guy was a stand-up comedian, which I believe he is, and he had the camera on him, and he's going to be on the big screen, and he kind of, I'm sure he was trying to embellish the scene, and, Rob was laughing, so it was all good, but I thought he was kind of stepping over Ken and I, and adding some lines that were not scripted, which I thought was not polite, because you only have so many seconds per cut, and I would have liked to have had an opportunity to say some other things, which I did in some reverse shots, where I actually, talked about, cutting up his liver and not the Hannibal Lecter quote, but my own version of. Rob thought that was cute, but what was left in the final edit sometimes can be problematic, at least, for me to answer your question. I thought he was a little bit rude in an artistic sense. So the best reaction I could get out of an intense scene like that was get angry, deny, that I'm not a chicken or whatever, and the rest was all had to be expressed by my face, by the expressions in the face, moving muscles and et cetera, and playing it in the face, which worked because it was ominous and threatening. But I would have appreciated a few seconds to ad lib. I thought he went a little overboard.
Yeah. Now, everyone knows Devil's Rejects and Hills Have Eyes. Do you feel any of your movies are overlooked? Do you feel like any of your roles are underrated? You wish people would talk more about?
Interesting question. That's a good question. Some of the Italian films I've done, the consistency in performance, I think, is pretty interesting. I would just say between Barbarians and Cut and Run, there's some nice chops. I'm pretty proud of my work. I throw everything into it. The X-Files episode was by far the most intense, and earlier on in my career, where I just had a chat with Chris Carter, and I had a meeting, had to audition, and I just said, I am the guy that you want. You're going to see 99 other actors. I know this, but check them all out, and then I'll be waiting for you to call me, and let's do this scene, and then you'll know why you're going to call me. And they all kind of, okay. And the director, David Nutter, gave me some more input for the scene. We did one take, and they just all smiled and said, keep it under your hat. Yeah, we'll see you in Vancouver. We'll give you a call in a couple of days and get everything set up. So that was a nice door to walk through, because it was like, okay, I'm a contender. I'm more than a contender. I can get some title billing and carry the story, carry the film, which is going to take us right to a little part I had in Scooby-Doo, The Curse of the Lake Monster, which is going to air. I've been seeing the ads on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I keep seeing those ads too.
Yeah, what a lot of fun. I play a zombie and do a song and dance routine with the kids in a house that Zelda turns into a bewitching moment. And it's just a lot of fun. But there's a movie I star in with Eddie Furlong, and it's called Below Zero. We filmed it in a little town of Edson, Alberta, in Canada, and wonderful people, great producer and writer, great director, great crew. It was a labor of love and tough conditions, and everybody just threw themselves into it. And it's my best acting yet. It's really, really dramatic. I play Gunner, who owns a slaughterhouse, and Eddie plays a gentleman who needs to. He's a writer, and he can't finish hit a deadline, so his manager makes arrangements to have him flown out to the woods, locked into a meat locker. Here's everything you need. You can't come out till you write a screenplay. And he has to deal with his personal demons and other things, and I own the slaughterhouse. So enough said there. It's just intense. It was going to be in 3D. We opted out not for budgetary reasons, but also we were getting such good, strong, dramatic performances, and the shots were beautiful, that we just kept putting all our emphasis in that direction without the 3D. And I think it's going to be a great little teaser thriller. It should be out in the film festivals this winter and early spring, and I'm really proud of it because, in a couple takes, I actually made the cameraman cry.
Really?
Yeah, I had one of the guy who was pulling focus for camera on a really, really tender, heavily emotional, intense scene. A lot of coverage, close-ups and different POVs, and during one of the setups, he goes, wiping his eyes, and he goes, man, he says, stop it. I could hardly see my mark. But that's all good. That's what you want. You want to really knock it out of the park. And Eddie was great. Super good energy. We worked long hours. I'll do it again tomorrow.
Cool. Now,
fun.
Speaking of the film festivals, do you think it's a good time for independent directors with the film festivals and the internet? They have better ways to get their movie out?
I have some friends that are actually making private films, and I'm not real savvy on what areas of distribution there are through the net, but I do know that you can get it out there and play clips and get the word out. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And if an independent filmmaker, I say anytime you're funded and can get something on disc or on film or on tape, get it in the can and then go forward and submit it and protect yourself so no one can steal it from you. Get good contracts and all that good stuff. But please tell stories, make movies. The world needs to see them to keep us from going insane. In the last couple of years, one of the most interesting film festivals I went to was in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's an absolutely incredible university town and great restaurants, really nice lifestyle, and they had a very interesting batch of films. I think they had about 43, maybe 50 films.
Wow.
And they were from one extreme to the other, and it was a lot of fun. And I had to take breaks from the table meeting people just so I could sneak off and catch some.
Yeah. I was going to ask that. Are you a horror movie fan yourself?
Absolutely. I'm looking at on my desk right here. I have the original Universal Monster series. In the 75th anniversary. I think it's 50th. I think it was Wolfman and Frankenstein.
Nice.
In a classic box set. It's very classic. I used to watch Outer Limits. Oh God, everything Twilight Zone. I don't know. If we had a babysitter on, we'd capitulate so we could watch a scary movie. Stay up late. I didn't have a TV in my room. I had to in the living room, but later on I did, and I'd leave Chiller Theater on all the time. Yeah, I like scary movies.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything? You talked about the other movie just a minute ago, but do you have any other projects coming out?
Yes. Well, on DVD, a movie I did with David Hess is out, and it's called Smash Cut. It's a comedy farce about making movies in the Herschel Gordon Lewis era. A lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. I have a movie coming up. We're going to start production pretty soon called Cut. That's about all I can say right now on that. Next year, we're hoping to break ground and start production of Stingy Jack. And Stingy Jack is based on a urban legend myth. Well, maybe it's not a myth. It's a Halloween legend, and I have the role of Stingy Jack. And as soon as I have permission to talk more about it, I shall. But that's really a cool project that I've been looking forward to. And got a couple of really good writer friends who are writing some very, very cool. I did a movie called The Tenant. Unfortunately, I think it's been edited down to where most of my scenes were cut out because sometimes people get kind of how can I put it? If you're more intense in a scene than they are, maybe they don't like as intense. So things happen in editing rooms, folks. All you thespians and ingenues that want to get into business, just know that you want to have complete control of the final cut. But anyway, do your acting, get a paycheck, go home. That's a professional.
How frustrating?
Busy then.
How frustrating what?
I was wondering how frustrating it is when something you've done is either cut out or edited out of a film.
Well, it's always frustrating. You just kind of, you can't have every angle or every cut, and basically it goes according to, hey, the bigger the star you are, the more important you are to the story and the scene, the more of you there is. I'm at the point now where, I'm in that first or second position, which is very nice. Because as an artist, I like growing, so I like expanding my challenges as an artist. So I don't let it get me too frustrated if I'm edited down. Now, there was a movie I did with Sid Haig. It was a comedy, Charlie Band movie. Charlie directed. It was called Dead Man's Hand. Mm-hmm. Now, it's a real cute script, but the way he edited it just didn't flow the way I thought it should, and it just kind of became very. If it had been campier, it would have been better, but the camp didn't really even work in it. It was just kind of a poor attempt at a really good, cute script. But so I was okay with what they left in it, because the film overall was weaker than it should have been.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
But for people like you must have friends that make their own movies, and to have that artistic control as a writer, producer, or director, and or star, those are the ones that pretty much have the control. And if you make really good decisions and stay as artistic and true to your story as possible, and you can come up with a real winner. And that's what I encourage. It is a team effort. I don't like having my parts chipped away at, especially if I'm doing a take and I'm putting everything into it and going deep into my own psyche, so to speak, to create some of these characters. It does take a lot of energy. It certainly does.
Mm-hmm.
So you always hope for the best at it. At
Yeah.
the end where you're proud of it, you feel like, good, people actually got to see, because people see our work, and that's how we get more work. So if they cut out your best stuff, it's not a good thing, for you as the artist. And anything of mine that they cut out, it would have behooved them to leave it in because it would have been so much more fantastic. You have to have a positive self-image in this industry, but you can't go so far to where you become Paris Hilton. Well, on that end, that's one way to not have a career, and also, you have to have personality,
Yeah, that always helps.
And talent. Sorry, Paris, but I know your uncle, and I went to school. I went to school with your uncle, and I knew your dad. So and from grammar school. Grow up.
I just want to thank you for coming on tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Hey, it's been super. So tell me now, are you guys getting any rain? Has fall hit? Are you ready for Halloween? And what's going on there?
Actually, the last few years, by me, I think Troy, he gets more, but I think last year I actually got no trick-or-treaters, and the year before I had about 2.
Now, are you in Detroit, you say?
No, I'm in Massachusetts. We're both in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. All right. Okay. Now, I was up in that neck of the woods, and I tell you, I had some of the best blue crab I ever tasted in my life.
Ooh, now you talk.
Yeah. We actually went out for lobster here before the show.
Nice. That's very nice.
$10 Lazy Man lobster Thursday nights here.
Let's
Can't
see.
beat
Where was
that.
James? I saw James Obar, a good buddy, in Corpus Christi, Texas, a couple of weeks ago, and went down with some friends, and we went to a seafood place down in Corpus Christi. And it was dynamite. Dynamite.
Yeah, down here I live on the Cape, and there's all the local seafood places, so it's always really fresh, really good, and pretty inexpensive.
Just keep the oil out. If you'd like to wither without oil, without oil, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you do anything special for Halloween? You're probably making appearances.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a Halloween event in Sacramento, California, my state capital. It's going to be an event there, and I'm going to go meet and greet people the night of Halloween. And then I fly off to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I got a couple more shows after that, and hopefully we'll start production on some fantastic movie right around Christmas, so I can go. What a great present! Thank you.
That'd be sweet. All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Well, to all my friends and everybody listening, or however this is being transmitted across the universe, take care of one another. Try not to be mean, and let's keep our planet from the Avatar experience. But, if we have to get there, you want to be blue. All right. God bless you. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, you all go to withoutyourhead.com. I'll come over there and put my boot up in your ass.